Dear students, welcome you all for the 10th session of first chapter of Goods and Service Tax Act. So in this chapter we are going to discuss types of GST. So my presentation will contain four types of GST, that is central GST, state GST, union territory GST and IGST. So types of GST. So India is a federal country. Federal means where there is a union of both center and also state governments. Both these central government will have certain powers and state government will also have certain powers. With regard to collection of tax and also levy of tax also, both central government and also state government have certain powers to levy and also collect the taxes. Therefore, both center and also state government will simultaneously levy GST and also collect the GST. So thus there are three types of tax structure is implemented based on the center state relation, that is central GST, state GST and also for union territory there is UT GST, and there is another one that is for interstate transaction that is collected by the central government, that is IGST. So let's discuss one by one. The first one, Central Goods and Service Tax Act, CGST. So this tax is levied by the center, in the sense central government, on any transaction taking place within a state. That means if there is any transaction taking place within a state with respect to goods and services, then CGST is levied. So that is the CGST tax, and this tax is levied as per the section 9 of the CGST Act 2017. So it is one of the two taxes charged on every interstate transaction. So there are two types of taxes which are charged on the intrastate. That is, first one CGST and second one is SGST, also charged on the interstate supply. Now let us discuss the features of CGST. First one, source of revenue. So CGST is a source of revenue to the central government. It is a part of central government's revenue. Then levy of GST. So GST is levied on all the transactions taking place within a state with respect to goods and services. Then transaction value. So CGST will be paid on the transaction value calculated as per the section 15 of the CGST Act. Then CGST rates. Currently the CGST rates are 0%, 2.5%, 6%, 9% and 14%. Then liability to pay GST. So liability to pay GST arises on the date of issue of invoice or receipt of payment. So in these two dates, whichever is earlier will be considered as the liability to pay GST, in the sense when you have to pay the GST, whether on the date of issue of invoice or on the date of receipt of payment. Then input tax credit. So ITC is a unique feature of GST. So here, if the tax is already paid on the inputs, that can be claimed. So credit can be claimed, the tax is paid on the inputs. Registration. So registration, if the turnover crosses the 20 lakhs, it is compulsory for everyone to register as per the provisions of the CGST Act 2017. So special category states it is 40 lakhs. Then returns. So there are certain returns which has to be filed while filing the returns. So here every trader, businessman should self-assess his total transactions and file the returns on monthly basis. So we have already studied monthly. There are 3 returns should be filed, annually 1 return. Then second one is state goods and service tax, that is SGST. So here SGST is also levied on all the intrastate supply of goods and services along with CGST. Let us discuss so here the SGST is levied as per the section 9 of the SGST Act 2017. So let us discuss the features of SGST. The first one, source of revenue. So SGST is purely a source of revenue to the state government. It will not be part of central government, or they need not share anything to central government. Then levy of GST. So GST is levied on all the intrastate supply of goods and services within the state. So if there is any transaction taking place within the state, then SGST is levied. Then transaction value. So SGST shall be paid on the transaction value calculated as per the section 15 of the SGST Act. Then what are the SGST rates? So SGST rates are 0%, 2.5%, 6%, 9% and 14%. Then liability to pay GST. So liability to pay GST arises on the date of issue of invoice or receipt of payment, whichever is earlier. Then input tax credits. It is as per with the CGST Act. So here, if any credit, if there is any purchase, then credit can be claimed on such taxes paid, on such purchases paid. Then registration. So it is same as CGST Act. If the registration is compulsory for those traders whose turnover is exceeding rupees 20 lakhs, and for special category state it is 40 lakhs. Then returns. So there are certain returns which has to be filed while making the self-assessment. So should file the returns as per the provisions of the SGST Act 2017. So that is, if under regular scheme it is monthly returns. If it is for composition scheme, it is quarterly returns. So that's all from SGST. Now let us discuss Union Territory GST, that is UTGST. So what is UTGST? So it is a tax which is levied on all the intrastate supply of goods and services taking place within Union Territory. So it is a tax which is levied on all the goods and services taking place within the Union Territory. Then, so along with the CGST. So let us discuss the features of UTGST. First one, source of revenue. It's a source of revenue to come. It will go to completely Union Territory. So need not be shared with the central government. Then levy of GST. So GST is levied on all the intrastate goods and services, supply of goods and services taking place within the Union Territory. Then transaction value. So transactions, as UTGST is paid on the transaction value as determined by the section 15 of the UTGST Act. Then UTGST rate same as SGST or CGST, 0%, 2.5%, 6%, 9% and 14%. Then liability to pay GST. So here also same thing, liability to pay GST arises on the date of invoice or the receipt of payment, whichever is earlier. Then input tax credit also, if there is any tax which is paid on the purchase, same credit can be given while making the output. So credit can be claimed while taxes paid on inputs. Then registration. So if the turnover exceeds rupees 20 lakh, then it is compulsory to get registered under UTGST Act. The returns. So while making the self-assessment, the assessor should file the returns, and if it is a regular scheme, monthly return. If it is a composition scheme, then he has to file on quarterly basis.
The fourth one is integrated goods and service tax. So integrated goods and service tax is charged as per the Integrated Goods and Service Tax Act. So this is charged on all interstate supply of goods and services, and also on import of goods into India and export of goods from India. So features. So what are the features of IGST? So first one, source of revenue. So IGST is a source of revenue to the central government. Though it is a source to central government will collect the tax, but it has to apportion it between the states as per their requirement. Then second one, levy of GST. So here GST is levied on three types of transactions. First one, on interstate supply, on import and export of goods and services, and also supply to and from SEZ, that is Special Economic Zone. Then apportionment of IGST revenue. As I said here, even though IGST is a source of revenue to the central government, it has to be apportioned between the states. So center will collect the tax and it will apportion the IGST revenue between the state as per the receipt status. Then transaction value. So here transaction value has to be calculated because IGST has to be paid on the transaction value. Therefore, the transaction value is calculated as per the section 15 of the IGST Act. Then place of supply. So in case of physical movement of goods, the place of supply shall be the place of final destination. That means from one state to another state, wherever it reaches. For example, if it reaches from Karnataka to Tamil Nadu, Tamil Nadu will be the place of supply. If it reaches from Karnataka to Delhi, Delhi will be the place of supply. So final destination. In other words, in all other cases, the place of supply where there is no movement of goods, the place of supply shall be the place where goods received by the recipient, wherever the recipient may be. Okay, but wherever he receives the good, that place shall be the place of supply. For example, Karnataka person may be residing in Kerala. So even though he is from Karnataka, he is receiving the goods in Kerala. That's why Kerala will be the place of supply. Then input tax credit. So here also credit can be claimed on the taxes paid on purchases, that is inputs, and that can be minus from the taxes paid on output. Then stock transfers. If any stock transfers happens between the head office to the branches or head office to godowns, warehouses, then that is also subject to IGST. That is also considered as interstate, provided it is between the states. Then registration. So registration for IGST is as per the IGST Act. That is, if the turnover exceeds 20 lakhs, then compulsory registration under regular scheme. So that's all from this video. Thank you for watching this video.